Thank you so much. I want to make haste to get Martha Creek up here so we can hear what she has for us this morning. Martha has worked for years and years and years in the field of supporting ministries and supporting ministers in spiritual maturity and health. She is a student of life. She is a student of concept and theory. She's a walk and talk and role model of the blend of our divine nature and our human nature. And I think this is her fourth visit, maybe, to Unity CR. Help me welcome crazy, crazy Martha Creek.
There's one power and one presence. It is technology. Well, did you miss the part about Brenda's crazy? Brenda's crazy. Brenda's crazy. Crazy attracts crazy. I'm absolutely privileged to be here. You are a fulfillment of my life's mission. My life's mission is to serve those who serve. So I believe it's a divine appointment, not just in theory, but in reality. And I get to serve in these most auspicious places, in these most auspicious times, and with just the most brilliant of people. And people that are living out, as Reverend Brenda said, a walking, talking example of what the principles of unity are. So that we're on a journey here. Now, in the absolute, there's one power and one presence in all the world and in my life. God, the good. Really? What about these knuckleheads? So yes, in the absolute, the truth, in the absolute, no problem. In spirit, no problem. But back here at the ranch, we've got some human things to work through, do we? Some humanness to work through, some human beingness that exhibits as tantrums and wanting and needing and shoulding and shouldning. And what's that look supposed to mean? And what's that tone supposed to mean? And as Cameron beautifully laid out, some will like us and some won't. Some will agree with us and some will respect us and some. Oh, where's the hope in it? Where's the hope? And if you're attached, if I'm attached and I'm believing in some fantasy-based notion that everybody's going to like me, where will that leave me? Altogether, hell, 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 hell. It leaves us in hell, hell hotel. We've checked in. We've not only checked in, we've moved in. Guess who's holding the key? Guess who checked you in? Turn to somebody by you and tell them, I checked me in. It was me. It was me that checked me in. This is good news. Who's holding the key? So anytime I want to check out, I can choose to do so. And when I have suffered just enough, I shall. When the hell has lost its flavor, when the frustration, irritation, upset, righteousness, indignation, powerlessness, pitifulness has lost its flavor with me, I will recognize another option. Wow, I have another option. I'm the last to know. I was the last to know. The prison I'm in is a prison of the mind, and the door's wide open. That there is another way of being. Now, we claim we don't like drama. That's a big old lie. Have you noticed? We love drama. It's like, if you didn't talk about drama, what would you talk about? It's like, I don't like drama. It's like, well, tell your face. Because it's still telling it. It's still not caught up to your affirmation. It's like, what if then we just took on one or two little practices? Like, we don't have to eat an elephant. What if we just did one or two little things differently? Are you up to it? You up to it? Get a sense of what it would be like to just land on a reality of I am not alone. That it's not just a theory. What would that be like? To live that out. Then what would it be like to accept the reality that some will and some won't? Some will like it, some won't. So what? Some will agree, some will disagree. So what? Some will think I'm the best thing going. Some will think, I wish I'd never met her. So what? So the power of that so what. So, as Reverend Brenda pointed out, the textbook, it is a textbook. So even if you've read it, chances are you read it so you could check it off your list. Guess how I know? That it's made to be read like a textbook, like you're teaching yourself a new language, like you're teaching yourself skills. So just a few pages at a time. And then apply what's in there. And as she perfectly pointed out, you don't have to love what is. Not only you don't have to love what is, you can't. Isn't that a relief? No sane mother would want a child to be sick. Right? No sane parent, no sane mother or father would want something to happen to a child. And do things happen to children? Do they get sick? Do they have accidents? Altogether? So, how can it be of any good, any help, any earthly good whatsoever to say that that shouldn't happen? So, what are you contributing? What are you exponentially putting out in the world to continue to put forth a lie about what should be and what shouldn't be? How is that helpful? Now, if we don't circuit break this, if we don't come in here with a new way of being with this, we're going to hand down to the next 7 generations what's been handed down to us for the last 2,000 years. Since recorded history, we've been saying what should be and what shouldn't be. And all the suffering in the world is caused by arguing with what is. All the suffering in the world is caused by arguing with what is. Opposing what is. This is good news. So who's holding your key? Who's arguing with what is? Who can stop it? And who can stop it today? Who can stop it in every single interaction? So there's one decision, only one decision to ever make. And that is, will I bring acceptance to what is? Because I either bring acceptance to what is. I don't have to love what is. I don't have to like what is. I don't have to prefer what is. I don't have to vote for what is. I don't condone what is. And what is. What is. So the power of the other song. Do you remember it? I don't know. I don't know what'll happen. And it's okay. I don't know what I'll say. And it's okay. And I don't know how I'll respond. And it's okay. And I don't know what I'll do. And it's okay. So I don't know is the only reality there is in the whole of the world. How will it turn out? How will it turn out? Will they terminate my employment? Will they keep their marriage vows? Now, some of you haven't figured that one out yet. This is why people won't ask me to do their wedding vows anymore. They look really different. The vows I do look really different. Like, hey, do you understand they're going to push your buttons, irritate you, frustrate you, aggravate you on a daily basis? Okay, think on that. Okay. Do you understand? They will not do it your way. They will argue with you, won't agree with you. They'll leave crumbs on the counter. Think on that. Then if you can enter with a solid yes, it's like there's hope. There's hope. You've met reality. You've met a relationship on reality's terms instead of in a fantasy about a relationship. So let's have a little summary. I should know what to do. Fantasy or reality? All together like a choir. Fantasy, fantasy, fantasy. I should know what to do. False. People should like me. Fantasy. False. People should always invite me to their parties. I should be thinner. All together. Yes, because when you were your thinnest you've ever been, you still felt fat. It's a phenomena. You felt fatter when you were thinner than you do now. In fact, like we can't understand these things. It's shocking, really. Shocking. So what would it be like to just get a firm landing, like a solid ground on reality? You don't have to like it or agree with it. Just what would it be like to just land there? This is what is. And then the power of a question of who am I going to be in relationship to this? How am I going to relate to that knucklehead? How am I going to respond to that hate? How am I going to respond to this diagnosis? How can I check out of Hell Hotel instead of pitch a tent here? Take up a residence. And even when it's alluring, Can you catch the allure of it? Like, who would we be if we stopped complaining? Who would you be if you didn't discuss dramas, but discussed like creating a different world? So if I shifted from complaining to contributing, where could I make a difference? Where could I create heaven on earth in this situation? Where could I embody and then demonstrate there's one power and one presence in all the universe, and it is within me to bring that forth? So how would it look to do that in this situation? You up to it? I think so too. So you do your part, and I'll do mine. Because if I could free you, you would already be free. So I can free this one. Guess who can free that one? Who's holding your key? Now, today's the day. I'm here on purpose to take your hell from you. So come back to the workshop if you've suffered just enough. Come back to the workshop to practice, to get a little grounding, and to look at our human traits and the patterns and the behaviors that are so instinctual and so hardwired and so formatted in us that we're even blind to them at times. We don't even know what's running our show. So the work is like shining like a light into a darkness, shedding a light and a practice into parts of us that we don't even know that are there. We're so disconnected from it and disowned from it. We've got it so suppressed and depressed and cut off that we're even blind to it in many ways. So the work is like a light and a laser light to cut right into that. Eckhart Tolle describes the work as a razor sharp sword to cut right through the illusion. So we know what to do, and the work is how to do it. So hang around if you can, have a bite and come back. And if there's a way that I can support you in your journey, it's my absolute privilege to do it any way that I can. And you'll feel mentored by me, and you'll feel tormented by me. And I accept that. That is my job. And I won't let me get by with much, so I wouldn't let you either. And for you to live somewhere besides Hell Hotel is my dream. So I don't want to live in Hell Hotel. So I naturally want that for you. And I want to just really lift you up as an organization here. As Unity CR, do you have a sense of how fantastic you are? I mean, have you kind of read what's going on in other churches? Are you aware of what's going on in church in general? What's going on here? The opposite. More vital, more thriving, more committed, a competent, crazy, and competent leader. Like some of you told me since we've been here, like, we're so glad she's our minister. Like, you must have looked around some, I'm glad I've got this one as a minister here. It's no little thing. A board that's stable, a board that's committed, that's competent, that's thriving, working, having a plan, executing a plan, developing spiritually, developing emotionally, developing in all ways to be in a spiritual path as a human being and to do so together. And then what you're able to do, all of you, your commitments here, the way you show up, the way you give, and the way you live out into the world outside of these walls, what we come here on Sunday to renew, to recharge, to revitalize ourselves, and to remember who we are and whose we are. So you're a beacon of light to the world. You're a beacon of light to unity as a movement. You're one of the most thriving ministries there is in the whole of the unity movement, right here, your home. So it's what you've created to be. So high five to you, and turn to somebody and give them a high five. High five to you. High five to you. And Godspeed as you continue to do so. So see and find ways of how you can outdo yourself. It's my favorite belief, and maybe one of the last ones that I have. And that is, God outdoes me. God outdoes me. So that's a direction to go in. So how am I going to be in this situation? As conscious as I can. How am I going to be in this interaction? As calm as I can. How am I going to be? Who am I going to be? How am I going to bring forth the divinity in me into this human beingness and into the human phenomena? And how can I meet humanity? How can I meet humanity differently? How can I meet the human phenomena as a model of our own divinity? So I invite you to close your eyes. And get a sense of who you would be accessing, active in, atoned with, aligned with the one power, the one presence. Get a sense of, I don't know. I don't know, and it's okay. I don't know how it'll go, and it's okay. I don't know how it'll turn out, and it's okay. I don't know where I'm going to live, and that's okay. And I don't know where I'm going to work, and that's okay. I don't know who will go along with me, and that's okay. I don't know what's in the path. I don't know what's ahead, and that's okay. Get a sense of meeting what is with that's okay. I don't have to like this. I don't have to love this. And I'm equipped for this. And get a sense of who you would be with some acceptance of what is. Not what is good, or what is bad, or what is wrong, or what is right. Just what is. So put a period in there. What is. This is what is. It's okay. And get a sense of who you would be if you were embodied in this, if this had you. I am not alone. I'm never alone.
MarthaCreek.com if I can support you. Blessings.